Right back at you. 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 Right back. Okay. How's my volume? I hope my volume is good. How's my volume? Hope my volume is good. Feel like I'm having a problem here with the uh why it seem like oh no, let's try that. But this is the Future Proud of For Real TV, and I'm right back at you. And of course, I'm your host, Raheem the Dream, better known as Top Cat. And topic for the night is Hear Me. That's the topic for the night. Hear me. Hear me. Okay. I hope everybody had a great and prosperous day. I hope you're fine, and I hope your families are fine. I want to give a shout out to everybody on Facebook, everybody on the YouTube, and everybody on my Twitter. Okay. And this is the Few, the Proud of For Real TV, and I'm right back at you. And if it's your first time coming to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button, tap that little bell so every time I upload something or go live, it'll keep you in the loop. You'll get a notification, hopefully, and thumb up the video, thumb up the video, thumb up the video. And you see on the screen there, I have my that's one of my Facebook pages, and you see what it says. You can support me by sending stars. Stars help me earn money to make more content. Okay. Give me a minute here. I'm gonna send these notifications out. I'm gonna get the co-host in the building, and just bear with me. As I said, I hope everybody had a good and prosperous day. And we're going to get a co-host time to come in because this is her topic. Okay. Okay. Speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. There she is.
Oh my God.
I was just saying that we're going to get a co-host time to get in here because this is her topic. As soon as I said it, it said poop on the screen. I said, speak of the devil. Do you have something on?
No, well, wait. Hold on. Yeah, you're right. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't realize with the phone I was trying to catch you when you said the thing. Okay, let's see if we can get this like we did before.
Get what?
Get the full screen. Because I can see you. I mean, I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Okay, well, you need to do whatever you need, whatever you did the last time.
Well, I'm trying that, but it's not working today. Oh, God. Here we go. Just give me a second here. Yeah, because this is what I did before, but it's not.
It should be, it's no little boxes up in the corner of the screen.
Nope. Okay, so let's see. What if I did this? No. Oh God, here we are.
Because see, I don't know what you're looking at.
But can you see? You can't see me though, right?
I can see you.
Okay. So let's see if I
You can't see me.
No, what I see is the live, but I this is what I did before. I clicked on it and it's not working. Oh,
see, I don't know what you're looking at to tell you what to do, because I don't know what you're looking at.
Well, I'm looking at the same thing I was looking at before. Me. Okay, so what if I just? Oh, well, that's pretty interesting. No, that won't work though. It's this little box up here, but I just can't seem to get it to do anything. Because this was what I did before. Oh, come on. You're kidding me. Oh. Oh, dear. Oh, good thing we got a moment, right? I wish I could get rid of this.
That's why I tell you, you have to play with your computer so you can learn.
Yeah, you know what? And this is so crazy. I was on.
The more you do it, the more you will learn. You
Yeah.
know, you have to learn it for yourself.
Yeah, the more I was on.
You have to mess with it. See, I can't see what you're looking at.
Right. Okay, so what if I did this? What would happen if I clicked on that? No, that's not. That's just for chats. Yeah, okay, let's see if this will help. No.
Call me on the phone and let me see if you can put me on the thing and I can see what you're looking at.
Okay. I just messed up something just altogether. Hold on. Hold on a second.
Having a little technical difficulties here. Give us a second. Give us a second. We're having a little technical difficulties. Give us a second.
That's fucking crazy. Ugh. Aha! Can you see me? Now you can't hear me. I don't know.
I've been seeing you. You said you couldn't see me.
No, I couldn't.
Can you see me now?
Yes. Everything is fine.
Okay.
Oh, terrible.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's still dark in the background. I don't know about that part either.
Okay, that's because you're gonna have to you need you another light, and if you need to get your light.
Yeah, because you said I could have the one in the back. That wouldn't be
You need to
good.
get one of these. Can you see this?
The screen is fuzzy going back and forth.
Oh yeah, that's right. You need one of them little circle lights.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. You need one of them little circle lights. That'll brighten that up, that background up for you. Okay, but how was your day?
It was good. And yours?
Okay. Yeah, unbelievable.
Okay.
Yeah, unbelievable. You know, hear me. All right now. I just put it out there. This is the co-host topic, not mine. Hear me. All right. Well, we're waiting to hear you.
All righty then.
I'm gonna give you a full screen and you can do your introduction like always, okay?
All right.
And I'm going to mute myself and get
Okay.
the Instagram fired up.
All right. Okay. Good evening, everybody. My name is Marietta Elliott, and I am your co-host tonight. And the topic tonight is Hear Me. This is a conversation about our Black men from our Black women. So we need to sit down and try to figure out how we're going to communicate with one another. That's very important. One thing that I think about all the time is just being a Black woman and what we have to endure every day of our lives. And if we have our Black man by our side, it does make it much easier. But at times, they're hard to get along with. They're hard to communicate with. They are hard to get them to recognize, our feelings and how we feel about things. And that can be pretty challenging. So I need to hear from some women out here that are dealing with some guys that have been very difficult to communicate with. And, it's interesting. Like, we've had conversation about sitting down and talk about it, but things don't ever seem to improve. And for some people or some guys, they know exactly what to do to improve things. And then I think sometimes they just are stubborn. They just want to do things their way. And it's okay to a point, especially when it comes down to making decisions for the family. But to just say, hey, baby, how was your day today? And sometimes we just want to be held. We just want to have that little bit of time to say, hey, I got your back. So it can be pretty difficult dealing with a man that has no clue as to, what we're feeling. And no matter how we communicate it, they still seem to be in that same old rut. And a lot of times that's part of their personality. And that's another thing. We have to learn how to deal with their particular personalities in order to get what we want. And there's that amount of respect that has to happen in any relationship when it comes down to a man. And Black women have to respect that man, because if you disrespect him, it's going to be hard to get back the respect that, you have torn down. Because the guys are not like us. We if a man disrespects us, we need to hear his situation and we're forgiving. And we try to be understanding, but guys are not that way. If they feel like you're disrespecting them, you will bear that for life, practically. And as time goes on, yes, things do change and things will get better. But for the most part, you're going to pay for that in the wrong way. So I also want to just talk about being a Black woman. I know that we are always on the channel talking about, research, and we have to know our history. Well, today, I am talking about my 63 years of history and the road that I've had to travel in my 63 years. So we're going to see if we can get some of the women to come on tonight and give us some conversation about their road that they have had to travel being a Black woman and being in that relationship or being with that person that you're married to or that person that you have a long-term history with. We need to know how you feel. And our guys, hopefully they're in the audience and they're going to tune in just to see and just to get a feel as to how we feel about being a Black woman and the things we've had to endure. And my 63 years of living, I've had a long road, but, I've always had the mindset of I am strong. I am not here to be mistreated. And I've carried that for my entire life. And when I feel like I'm being mistreated, I know how to say something, and I definitely know how to shut it down. And that's one thing that has been great for me. And everybody is not like that, but we as women, if we are that way, we need to learn how to empower the next woman that isn't that way. And part of the things that we go through and we take is because we're afraid. We're afraid of rocking the boat. We're afraid of being alone to a point. And especially when you've gotten comfortable in a relationship. And sometimes comfort can be a downfall because we start not fixing ourselves up we just start looking any old kind of way. That's not attractive either. So we got to think about all those things. And I'm hoping that there are some women out here. I know Drea's got to be in the house tonight. And hopefully, we'll have other people. Felicia may tune in if she's available. Maybe Donna. Maybe Donna will tune in tonight. So I'm trying to think about some of the women that have tuned in the past, and Miss Jones, and let's see, Pam, and Chocolate Thunder. If you're out there, I want to hear from you too tonight. So let's get this conversation going. And guys, if you're out there, if you hear something that hits home, chime in and say, wow, I didn't realize that. And hopefully you'll take that and you'll blend it in with the relationship that you're in, or the relationships you're trying to get in, and you'll be a little more conscious about what you're doing and how you're presenting yourself as a Black man. Because, sometimes a Black man can come off a little bit too strong. And that's intimidating. Because if we feel like we're going to be intimidating, we might feel like this relationship is going to be very intimidating as it starts to progress. So sometimes we got to tone it down, both men and women. I know sometimes I can get a little out of control, but that's because I get rubbed the wrong way. So, do we have anybody in the house yet? Top Cat, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. 1 second.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, no. Nobody came. Nobody said nothing yet. So
okay.
They might be just sitting back and listening. And, you know what I'm saying? Not ready to chime in.
Usually we get some hellos in the house.
Yeah. Well, they might have not got in yet. Sometimes they come in late.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They come in late, But once again, this is the Feel the Proud of For Real TV. And if your first time coming to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Help us grow the channel. Subscribe to the channel, tap that little bell so every time we go live or upload something, you'll get notifications. Hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully. Okay. And thumb up the video. Thumb up the video, thumb up the video, thumb up the video. So I don't know, okay, Mike in the house. Uh-oh. Okay, we got Mike here. Mike in the house. Mike said, I'm just getting in. I'm here. Okay, Mike, what's going on, my brother? Okay. He said, hey guys. All right.
Hi.
All right. But yeah, I don't know, what, I don't, when you say that aggressive thing, or what you say, aggressive, or what did you say?
Yeah.
Aggressive.
Very strong. Yeah. The macho role, I am the man, you better listen to me.
Well, some of us, it's not no macho thing. Some of us, that's just how we are. I'm just saying,
it's a little intimidating.
But I'm just saying, some men, that's just how we are. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, Brenda in the house.
All right.
Brenda say, good evening, looking good tonight. All right.
Hi, honey.
But yeah, for for most men, I mean, let me put it this way, I ain't gonna say most men. I know most of the men I grew up with, that's pretty much just how we move.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like trying to be macho or nothing like that. It's just, I think that's just how we came up. You understand what I'm
saying? There's some clarity then.
Yeah, I don't think, because I know, I mean, you know what I'm saying? We don't, well, let me speak for me. I don't try to intimidate nobody. That's just the way I move. That's just the way I act. Mm-hmm. I mean, not act, but that's just who I am.
Right.
But you call Dre up, and here she is.
Okay, Dre.
You call Dre up, and here she is. She say, hey, everyone. What's the topic about tonight? I'm gonna let Mary tell you what the topic is tonight.
Well, Drea, we're talking about.
Hold on. I'm gonna give you a solo screen so you can let everybody know what your topic is. Make sure you let them know that this is your topic.
All right, Drea and all the other women, once again, we're talking about being a Black woman, what it's like to be a Black woman, and what it's like to deal with our Black men. So I'm kind of interested in both sides of the spectrum. We have to endure so much. And I know that we always talk about history. And once again, I will say, I don't have to do any research on this 63 years of living. And I'm starting from there. But, we as women, we have to start at ground zero in a lot of different areas. So I'm hoping that, someone is going to tune in and say, hey, I love being a Black woman, because I definitely love being a Black woman. I love being a dark-skinned Black woman, to tell the truth. And I wished I could have been a little darker. So, that's another thing that's beautiful. Black women are beautiful. We are beautiful women. And it's high time that we started holding our chins up and recognizing that we are all beautiful women, no matter what color, shape, size, height. We are all beautiful. We are a beautiful group of women. Beautiful race, as well as our Black men. So yeah, let's have some conversation about relationships, be on the job or within your own household. And I want to see how other people feel. I mean, because it can be pretty challenging. It can definitely be pretty challenging. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in hearing from all the women out there.
Okay, you asked for the topic. Now you got it, Drea. And Drea said we are the original people.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So yeah, one thing that I also know is there are so many people, so many Black women that will not communicate how she feels, but she will share it with someone else. And that's one thing that we as women have to stop involving other females in our relationships in reference to you're unhappy. We have to learn how to communicate that with the man, because there are women out here that will take your unhappiness and turn it into something else. And then that adds on the extra stress. So what we want to do is we want to try to make sure we keep a line of communication open. And I myself, I try to give a person an opportunity. You make one mistake, you make that same mistake twice. I try to make sure I'm paying attention before I even speak on it, because I don't want to speak on something that is something I'm assuming. I only like as you always say, Raheem, deal with the facts. You can't go on the he say, she say. You have to actually deal with the facts when it comes down to dealing with a Black man and your relationship. It's very important that you have that line of communication. And sometimes you got to pick the perfect time to communicate. You have to pick the perfect time to communicate. We have to be strong and aggressive, or we get ran over by the street. Oh my God. And are you kidding me? Or are women at the house? No, I don't believe that for 1 minute, unless you married that kind of a woman. And then you have to be accepting. There's that expectation. If you married a woman that is that way, she's gonna run over you regardless if you got ran over in the street. If you didn't, she still is gonna be that way. So we do have to be careful with that. We got to know who we're dealing with. Yes, we do. Most definitely. Got to know who we're dealing with. Oh yeah. So I'm hoping that Drea is going to come back in with a comment. Hoping my sister come in with a comment, because we've all had to go through something. There's not one Black woman out here that has not been in a relationship that has ended sadly, has ended, unexpectedly. We have had to deal with a lot of things, and it looks like to me, most guys move on. Well, we spend a little bit of time grieving and, trying to figure out what's next. And I think a lot of that is because we've lost ourselves in a relationship. And that's something that we cannot do. I've always been that fighter. Yes, it could be sad. Yes, my heart is bleeding. But at the end of the day, I always think I'm not here for that. I'm better than that. And I deserve something different. And I'm going to find that different. I'm determined to find that different. So we got to learn how to empower each other when we're going through something. Be there for each other. Be there for each other.
Okay, you got to read. You have to read your screen now.
Okay, Mike says, yes, I did.
Okay.
Okay, my sister says, as women, we need to love ourselves more, and don't mean being self-centered. We have to know our worth and carry ourselves accordingly. Very good point. Yes, knowing your self-worth is definitely a big deal. You got to know your self-worth, because that also makes you change and makes you get past some of the things that you've had to endure. Very true.
How do you know your self-worth?
Well, it's something that is within yourself. Okay, so self-worth is
it's exactly what the word says.
Well,
it says self-worth.
Okay, so yeah,
now, that's exactly what the word says.
But people have a different understanding as to what self-worth is, and some people measure self-worth in different ways. Okay, so see, I am speaking about self-worth within your own self. How you feel about yourself. When you get up every day and you look at yourself in the mirror, and the things that you accomplish in your life, that helps you know what your self-worth is. All right, Drea says, although Black couples have their ups and downs, I believe in the end, most of us still choose to be with our own. I love Black men, period. Yes, 100%. Yes, Drea. Yes, we do have our ups and downs, but yes, you do want to be with your Black man. Definitely want to be with your Black man. Most definitely. Gotta be with the Black man. Because he's wonderful. When he's wonderful, he's wonderful. I mean, you'd move heaven and earth for him if he's wonderful. We will definitely go to battle for that man, and stand in when we have to do that. But he's got to be in that space where you want to do that for him. Oh, come on now. What? You can't be sitting over there yarning.
Well, come on now. I've been up since 4:00 this morning. Come on. Come on now. That ain't got nothing to do with what's going on here. That's just the body. That's just the body. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not that. It's not a good topic or nothing like that. Okay. Yeah. No. It's, tired. Tired.
Okay. So yeah, you know what? Also what Mike was saying about, how, being out in the world and having to come home, you could be possibly faced with the same thing if you're not that strong man. But you know what? I think that, you can have a woman that's strong, and I don't think strong women want to run over a man. But if he's in a space of doing something that's going to be detrimental to him, his relationship, or his household, that woman has to speak up. I mean, that's part of her duty as being a good woman. So now let's get back to the self-worth. I think that self-worth also has a lot to do with what you're bringing to the table. Okay, I do believe in taking care of him by any means necessary, especially if he does the same for me. 100%. You're right, Drea. Oh, yes, most definitely. That's when you say you'll move heaven and earth for the man.
Okay, but what was you was getting ready to say something?
So I was just trying to read your comment right quick.
No, always finish your comments, finish your sentence or your what's your name, and then read the screen so it don't take you off track. No, I'm just telling you how you know how to work it, how you should work it. Finish your comment, your chain of thought. You understand what I'm saying? Then read what's on the screen. Okay?
We're
That's so
talking.
you don't lose your chain of thought.
Well, I typically don't do that.
Okay.
Anyways, yes, self-worth as far as what you're bringing to the table, because that makes a big difference. You know, if you're not bringing anything to the table, then you really don't know what you could stand to lose. And sometimes if you're not bringing nothing to the table, you have the mindset of, I'm going to get all that I can so I can have something at the table. And there are a lot of men that aren't going to go like that. They want a woman that's also bringing something to the table. That's a big important part. So if you're bringing something to the table and you've been independent, you have your own home or your own cars, your own credit, that also contributes to self-worth. Your experience in life has helped you get to where you are. That also contributes to self-worth. You got to go through something sometimes to really know your self-worth. You leave your home as a child, growing up, as far as getting out of school, rather. And by the time you leave your parents' home, you should have an idea of what your self-worth is. Okay, Ron says hello, everyone. How you doing tonight, Ron?
Brother Ron. All right.
So I'm aware of a situation you advised me about with my mother-in-law, and I didn't tell my wife. She shared with you what she shared with me. Okay. Oh. Wow. What are you uncomfortable about that though? I just kind of think that, you know, there are sometimes, you know, we go through a situation and we're aware of a situation, and sometimes we don't want to confront a situation. Sometimes we just need to have it in our heads and to have some thought about it and just see how things will play out. Yeah. But you definitely will keep a close eye. I already know that. You'll definitely keep a close eye, because that's something important that we have to do that as well. Okay, Ron says traveling on business. I'm tired, but hanging in there. Amen, Ron. You're a good man. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I definitely appreciate that, because you are one of those men that definitely feel good about uplifting the Black woman, especially when she's in the right space and she's trying to take care of her business and she needs a helping hand. I've always admired that about you. Okay, so Mike says that's a sad situation for her. Yes, it is. Absolutely. And that's part of the heartbreak that women have to go through when it comes down to ending a relationship or being in a relationship that no longer is fulfilling for neither one of them, you know? And that's a hard thing. That's a hard thing. But, you know, sometimes when we can talk about it, it helps us to get through it. You know, especially when you're talking to somebody who is not at all a part of that circle. Sometimes on the outside does help a person feel a little bit better. I'm going to, you know, keep following up with her just to make sure she's okay. I'm not going to just drop the ball. As a woman that have been through something, I definitely feel her. I feel all women that have gone through something, because I've had my hell. I have had my hell, but I'm a survivor. I am definitely a survivor.
Well, they say a problem shared is a problem cut in half.
Mm-hmm. So Mike says, right, so true. Yeah, most definitely. All right, Ron says, as Blacks, we will accomplish when we uplift Black women. Yeah, we'll be accomplished. That's true. We will be accomplished when we lift up our Black women. And I appreciate
one of our greatest teachers, greatest scholars, Dr. Ben. Dr. Ben said, show me your woman and I'll show you the condition of your people.
Right.
He said, show me your woman, and I will show you the condition of your people. He said, because the woman represents everything.
Yes.
Once again, he said, show me your woman, and I will show you the condition of your people.
Right, and that's one thing, you know, when we are in a relationship with a man, you know, we have to represent ourselves to complement that man. I mean, that's what makes a man more prouder than to have a woman that's complimenting him. You know, that's a real big deal when it comes down to the black man. At least the black men that I know, they love to have a black woman by their side that's going to compliment them and not be threatened and not be jealous and, you know, all that high school stuff. You know, we're old and we don't need to do high school stuff at age 60. I won't do it. I will not do it. Not at all. All right. What did James Brown say? What did he say?
Don't look at me. What he said? I'm black and I'm proud.
Yeah, I'm asking her to. She's probably typing it in now. What James Brown said. Yeah, because James Brown had a lot of good songs in reference to.
Yeah, he did.
Make it up and break it up.
Yeah.
And this is a woman. You know, this is a man's world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman.
And that's one of the coolest songs around.
Yes.
If you listen to that song, I was just listening to it in the truck. What, the day before yesterday?
Okay.
Yeah, so my what's the name, player, whatever you call the little thing you stick in.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay, that's what she was saying.
Okay.
It's a man's world.
And it's so true. It wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl. Yes, and he has to respect that. He has to respect women and the woman that he's dealing with or his wife. That's a big thing in relationships. But you know, you find a lot of black men, that's it. A lot of black men tend to take women for granted. And and I'm only speaking from my own personal experiences, is that, you know, being taken for granted can be very hurtful. And that's something that we definitely have to think about is this man actually taking us for granted? And if he is, either you're going to say something about it, or you're going to find your comfort zone, or you're going to let go of it. So Drea says, who runs the world? Women. And that's how I feel, because at the end of the day, you know, our man can go out and be the breadwinner, but he will pay the bills and not even think twice about anything else. It's the woman who has to bring a lot of things to a man's attention to get things straightened out, fixed around the house, or appointments, making appointments for the kids to go to the doctors, making sure the husband or the man makes appointments to get to the doctor. So yeah, we are very instrumental in a lot of different ways, in areas that, you know, men don't necessarily tune in to what needs to happen. You know, we see so many things more clearer than a man does. So yes, Drea, who runs the world? I say women. Okay, Mike says, I think we lose respect for some women on how they carry themselves in public. Absolutely true. I think it's quite embarrassing the way the black women have reduced themselves to, in reference to how they dress, how they carry themselves, how they speak to one another. And it is horrible. And that is one thing that black women have got to realize, that they are better than that. They have got to realize that the young black woman that's coming up is looking at her and thinking that this is an acceptable behavior. And it's not. And that's something that we definitely have to address. So if that's your sister doing that, you need to tell her. Or your cousin or your aunt, you need to tell her. Pull yourself together. You're better than that. Okay, so Drea says Beyonce. So yeah, that's interesting that Mike would say that. And that just goes to show that Mike is very much in tune with his environment. And obviously, he's seen a lot of disgusting things that the Black woman is doing, especially just the way she carries herself, the way she dresses. And she doesn't even think twice about it. I mean, I look in the mirror every time I leave my house. And I'm always saying to my sister, we are representing strong Black women. And we cannot afford to be out looking like Who Shot John. And don't ever do that again. So we have to make sure that we are conscious. Black women have to become very conscious of how we are presenting ourselves, the way we dress. It's important because, guys do pay attention, and it literally can become a big turnoff. Just like when I see a Black man out there that has his pants hanging off of him, or it looks like he hasn't bathed, doesn't brush his teeth. I mean, those are things that can be a very big turnoff and make people say, oh, I don't want to deal with a man like that. And he could be somebody who has a lot going for herself. Or she could have a lot going for herself. But presenting herself to the world, or him presenting himself to the world, makes people say, that's not going to work. Okay, so Mike said, I used to love a woman in the sundress, and I haven't seen a woman in the sundress in quite a while. Yeah, we've gotten away from dresses. We have got away from dresses. And I myself, I got a closet full of dresses, and I wear my dresses in the summertime because I always say when I'm wearing a dress, I'm looking like a lady. And I love looking like a lady. I love the feminine side of me. I love the feminine side of me. And I cannot wait to express that feminine side. Yes. And I'm always dressed like a lady. I've never been a provocative dresser. I'm always very casual and very neat when I'm out. And that's what's very important. That's very important, how we present ourselves. And some people think that they have to have it all hanging out in order to be attractive. But social media has made people believe that if you're not half naked, you don't have it going on. And I've had to say to a young lady, I went into a bar and she was a waitress. Cute little thing. Cute little shape. She was just adorable, but she was half naked. And I said to her, you know what? I must say this to you because I'm old enough to be your grandmother. Your social security number tells your entire life where you shop, where you live, where you have lived, what job you've had. It tells your whole entire story. But we have nothing. We have nothing. And the only thing that we do have that is ours and ours only is our body. It is our secret. And I don't think that we should be able to be out in public and just show the world our body. There's nothing else left. There's nothing else left to be desired when a man sees a woman out half dressed. It's not a sexy thing. It's a turnoff if you're dealing with a real man. Because a real man would not want his woman half naked out in the world. A real man. And if he loved her, he would never allow that. And he wouldn't be attracted to a woman like that. To be perfectly honest, if he's going to call her his own, he would not deal with that kind of a woman. So yes, we got to conduct ourselves in the proper manner. Most definitely. Oh yeah, most definitely. Because they all have an opinion. Everybody has an opinion, whether it's a younger man or an older man or a grandfather, somebody 80, 90 years old. You know, women have been exploited since the beginning of time. And what baffles me is I cannot understand why our Black women want to continue to be exploited. I just don't get that. I just don't get it. I mean, and being exploited, you know, takes away from who we are as an individual person, as a woman. And that is something that is mortifying. So we got to think about, you know, why we think we need to continue to be exploited, because we don't. We were exploited back in the day when that's all that there was to make money. Okay, but we can make money in so many other ways without exploiting ourselves or allowing other people to exploit us. Okay, my sister says many women have low self-esteem, and when you start peeling back the layers, you sometimes find it began when they were younger. Yes, that is absolutely a fact. Yes. Okay, Michael says that's correct. Okay, Queen. Yes. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate you guys tuning in and giving us some comments here. I appreciate that. Most definitely do. So yeah, I'm hoping that more guys are going to tune in and give us a little bit on how they feel too, as well. You know, outside of our circle, we have so many wonderful guys out there that are following us. I'm sure of it, and I want to hear from them. I want to hear from the other women out there, so that we can kind of have a real conversation, more than just a couple people commenting. But you know, my 63 years of experience and my history of how I've had to do things in my life definitely, you know, speaks for itself. It speaks volumes. And that's why at age 63, I will not tolerate any sort of an abusive situation. Whether it's a girlfriend of mine, or it's my man or my husband, I'm not going to tolerate abuse. And, you know, women have allowed themselves to be reduced to that. And I will say to my sisters, no, pick yourselves up. Pick yourselves up right now. From this day forward, pick yourselves up. Okay, I wish Chocolate Thunder would come on and explain that. Yes, that's right. That's the way she dresses. Okay.
I know me personally, I'm tired of seeing them out there with them shower caps on their heads and these eyelashes way out to here, looking like Bambi. You know, I'm just sick of seeing it, man. To me, it looks like it's a fucking, excuse my language.
Yeah.
It's a disgrace.
Yes, it
is. And then this fake hair thing, all the way down to their knees and all this old hair, man.
Yeah.
From the young to the old now. Now you got you old women out here doing it. Old women.
Right.
I see women I went to school with, hair all the way down to their waist.
What?
I'm looking like I'm looking. I hope they don't see me. I keep on going. I see one in the store in
oh my God.
Walmart, and I'm pushing my cart real fast. Hope you don't see me.
You crazy. You ain't got a bit of sense. And just when you get to the parking lot, hey, Top Cat.
Yeah, because you know how y'all are. Y'all really touchy. Y'all got a hug and want to put your mouths all on the person. You know, on the cheek and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I ain't seen you in so long. And I was thinking to myself, oh, please don't try to kiss me. I don't know where your mouth, I don't know where your mouth is. You know, I mean, you know, back in the day, I used to get that a lot up at Skeets and the Robs. You understand what I'm saying? You know, they want to hug you and kiss you on the cheek. And there's some of them, because I was stopping. I would just say, oh yeah, how you doing? When they try to do that there, I just act like, hey, like I'm talking to somebody else. So they don't put their mouth on, instead of just, But I'm saying, but then some of them will put lipstick on your collar and stuff like that, on purpose. They would do it on purpose.
Right.
But I'm just saying, I'm tired of the shower cap thing.
Yeah.
The shower cap thing and these long looking like Bambi and this hair. We're going through an identity crisis. That's what it is. I don't know if y'all know it or not. I'm telling you what you're going through. An identity crisis. All that come from slavery. Yes. The identity crisis part. Don't shake your head. You ain't got to do that.
Now, wait a minute.
The identity crisis is what I'm talking about. Because you got to understand, black people want to be some of everything. If you can go to any religion, black people win. You can try to find any organization, black people want to be in it. You understand what I'm saying? Because we're going through an identity crisis. That's one of the problems with our people. Everybody know who they are pretty much but us. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna go comments. I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, there you go.
Okay.
I said I wasn't gonna say too much. I'm gonna let you do your thing. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, because you could end up on a punishment behind this.
Okay.
Come on. There you go. Okay, so Ron says it's important for a woman to educate themselves, have class. Black women are very powerful. Yeah, very power the woman of all races. Yes. Well, yeah.
No, go ahead. That's what I told you.
My screen is blank. I don't know what happened. I just have a black screen now.
That's your internet because you froze now.
Oh.
You back now. Can you see now?
Yeah.
That's your internet.
Oh. Okay, so now I got stuff at the bottom. I can't read the comment.
You got stuff at the bottom?
Yep.
Click it off. It should be somewhere you can click it off. It's not an X or a dot or nothing there to click it off.
Nope, it's not. No, because there's a thing that says exit to full screen. That's not what I want. Maybe it'll go off on its own. Let's see. Yeah, because I can't really. Nope. I don't even know. Maybe that happened because of. Okay, it's gone now. Okay. All right. So my sister says we as women need to put in some work so we realize we are the prize. Oh, yes. That's what I say all the time because we are the prize.
Okay. Now, did you want to go back to Ron's comment? Is that what you was doing?
Oh, no. I got his in. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's very true. It's so funny now that I came back, the background is light now.
Yeah, it is lighter.
So I don't know what happened.
The background is lighter.
Yeah, that's so weird. Anyways.
Well, you got controls on there to lighten your stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go into the settings.
Yeah. But this is coming and going by itself, though. I'm not touching anything.
Right, but I'm just saying you might need to go in and set your screen.
Okay, I'll give that a look too.
But yeah, it is much lighter than what it's.
It'll go and fade out again. So yeah, you hate the long eyelashes and the hair all the way down to the waist.
Some of them have, these young girls have them down to their knees.
Yeah.
I see one girl in the store. Her hair was dragging the floor.
You know what? This is something that we have come to. Is you hear them saying, "Be comfortable in your skin." So that opens up a door for a lot of foolishness in reference to, like you say, the Bambi eyelashes, the hair down to the floor. It's the want, it's the need, it's the desire, and a way to get attention. Some people need to do things like that to get attention because they don't have that self-worth. They don't feel like they're valuable. So that way they do things that's going to draw the attention to them.
But they need to catch these little kids before they're going out the door like that, though.
Right.
Because you got these little kids out here.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right. And it's up to the parents.
But I'm saying the hair is hanging down to their butt.
Mm-hmm.
So if a man looking at, young man looking at the hair, he can't help but look at the butt because the hair all the way down on the butt.
Yes. Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Well, they're going to look at
it. I just shake my head. I feel sorry.
Yeah. Right.
See, I'm looking for a whole. When I look, it's for a whole different reason.
Mm-hmm. Right.
When I look, it's for a whole different reason.
Mm-hmm.
A whole different reason.
And what might the reason be?
I'm not looking at them sexual wise.
Okay.
I'm feeling sorry. That's what I just said. I'm feeling sorry for them.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for these young girls.
Mm-hmm.
You got young girls in elementary school and their parents letting them walk around with all that hair hanging down to their butts.
Right. Well,
you're promoting fake hair to your kids as a little baby.
Well, I want to say this.
It wouldn't surprise me if y'all ain't walking around here with kids in your arm like this here and got hair glued on their head already.
Yeah. Well, if we find that, we better invite them on the show because that's something to look at.
Okay, there go Mike right there.
Okay, women need to stop saying they are the prize. Well, I will say this. We are the prize if we are taking care of business. If we're getting up, going to work, and we got that black man's back, and some of us have bared children for these men, and they're going to work and taking care of their business, it makes them a prize. It's an honor to have that woman in your life that is taking care of everything that needs to be taken care of, so to speak, just running the household, and that's cooking and cleaning. And it's a beautiful thing when two people are in a good relationship and they can just go to bed at night after a long day and just be in each other's arms. Women are definitely a prize. But there are some women that are not going to do anything. And she could never be considered as a prize. So the prize goes to the woman who's taking care of her business. And she's doing everything she can to make sure he's fine and the children are fine. And making sure she cooks meals that he enjoys. Not just because this is going to be a shortcut. Every time she get in that kitchen to prepare a meal for her husband or her man, it's with him in mind, what he likes to eat. See, that's the kind of woman that I am. That's the kind that I am. So that's a big deal. That's right. So that's why. Okay, Drea said, what if the man likes her like that? And that's fine. Because obviously, if that is the case, in reference to the long hair, that is fine. That is absolutely fine. If she's doing that to make her man happy, absolutely. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay, I say to each his own. Well, and that is very, very true. If the man is happy with the way she's presenting herself, most definitely to each his own. Right. Most definitely. Okay, Ron says a woman should dress modest. You see, that's what I was just saying about myself. Because that is a nice, very attractive thing to do. Very attractive. So, and I guess, from a man's point of view, however they see the kind of woman that they want, it's okay for her to look the way he wants her to look. Because there are some men that do want the woman to go out with a dress up her behind, just barely covering the cheeks. That is true. But at the same time, I feel like that is a disrespect. That's a disrespect to her. And I think that he is very disrespectful to not care about her being out there dressed like that. The conversations that are going to be said to her, and then there's these men out here will see a woman dressed like that and feel like she's so inviting, I need to take advantage of her. So there are all kind of spaces that we could end up being in when it comes down to what the man might prefer. Most definitely. He can open up a can of worms that could hinder both of them. And then now he's out there trying to figure out who did what and what happened. When you got to stop and think, well, she came out half naked and there goes the horn-toed man down the street. Well, she looks like a perfect easy target. Don't have to pull her dress up far. It's already there. In fact, he won't even have to pull it up. It's already there. So those are the things that we got to think about. We definitely have to think about that part too. So Mike says I should reframe that by saying that women who take care of their business is the prize. There you go, Mike. Yes. Okay, I mean the woman who thinks they're beautiful makes them the prize, but can't boil water. Yeah, that's true. And I think that a lot of that comes from the foundation. Most mothers will have their girls in the kitchen learning how to take care of her husband and her family. And there are some women that they fast food all the time. They know nothing about cooking. So of course their children are not going to know anything about cooking, the guys or the girls. So that's our fault. If there's a woman who has children and she's not teaching her daughter how to cook and her son how to cook, then yes, she's not going to grow up and do any cooking. She will not do it. Yes, no, she won't boil water. She can't boil water. So that's the fault. That is the fault that, that's out there. And, the one thing that I was going to say about the long hair and the eyelashes and the mom letting her child go out like that, I can probably almost say mother looks like that as well. Mother looks like that as well. I've seen moms who have their 4-year-old in the nail salon getting her nails done because the mother's getting her nails done. So I think that a lot of times women will portray themselves in a certain manner and she'll be very comfortable with her daughter doing the same thing. I don't agree with that. I think that, if a woman feels like, she doesn't have to be clothed properly, but she needs to teach that child, that daughter, the proper way to do things. So that way, when she is out and about in the particular places that she may be going to, she will know how to dress herself accordingly. Because I've gone to funerals and I've seen young girls walk into a funeral in a church with a halter top on and hot pants. And I said to myself, if I was standing at that door, I would have told that young lady, you are not welcome here in that outfit. Harsh, sadly enough, but that was a total disrespect. A total disrespect to the dead. And some people may not think that's a big deal, but when a woman walks into an environment where she's half naked, and this is a serious moment, all eyes will be on her. And that is the reason why she's coming in like that, because she's looking for that attention once again. Very disrespectful. Okay, my sister says, oh, how about this? We are a gift to the man as the role of a helper. By his side, helping him, encouraging, and him doing the same for us. Very true. Very true. Oh, yeah. And interestingly enough, we've gotten away from family dynamics and the role that the man plays and the woman plays, because a lot of us, we do have to go to work. But we also have to remember that, that man is definitely the head of the household, and that man should definitely have the focus on taking care of his family. And nothing outside should get his attention to draw him from being able to do that. And a lot of times, Black men can be tempted over and over and over again with the wrong kind of situation, whether it's partying, being in the wrong environment, running around, not showing up to pay the bills, disappearing for 2-3 days. Yeah, they can do that. And that makes it very, very, very hard. Yes, it does. Okay, Mike says you're right, Brenda. Oh yeah. So see, Mike, he being a police officer also gives him a different mindset as well. Okay, so Ron says over in Brazil, the African Latino women having the identity crisis. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder what it is. What's going on with them? That's something worth thinking about. Yeah, because but I think that in general, I think that people go through identity crisis. I mean, I know when I was a young girl, I had an idea as to how I wanted to be and how I wanted to look. And as I got a little bit older, a little more mature, then I realized that's not what I want to do. I want to do something else as far as how I want to look. And then as time went on, I had another idea as to how I wanted things to be. And that is because I have lived and I have seen and I've always patterned myself in a manner. I don't want to be like that person. I want to be better than that. And that has driven me for my entire life. My entire life. But yeah, we definitely have different intervals of identity crisis, just like you may decide one day you want to just go out and buy a new outfit or a new pair of heels. And then you might decide to wear heels and pantyhose. Like I don't want to ever wear heels without pantyhose. But there are so many bare-legged women in the world, and that has been an acceptable behavior. It's been acceptable. And that also boils down to, what you want to represent yourself as. Because there are women in the world, they don't care how they represent themselves. And I think it's because, they don't really love themselves enough to represent themselves in the proper manner. Because we do need to be properly clothed. We need to be groomed, and if we don't have our feet done, we don't have them in public. We keep those feet in a pair of shoes. But there are people out here that don't care how their feet look. So it's all about a little bit of pride and dignity too as being a Black woman. Ron says hair. What about the hair, Ron?
I think what he was talking about was this here.
Okay, that's okay.
And then he added this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because some of them have straight, some have curly hair.
And some of them have nappy hair.
Yeah, that's what I mean by curly.
Oh,
yeah.
good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, we do have to give some thought as to who we are and who we're representing. And our parents, the young girls now, their parents are representing something entirely different than what it was when I was coming up as a child. But there's still no excuse that we cannot pull a coattail to someone and say, hey, we're better than this. We don't have to look like that. And I've done it so many times. I have definitely pulled young girls aside and young men aside to say, you're better than this. You don't have to look like this. You don't have to speak like this. You don't have to act like that. So, and I think that more of us are going to need to try to do that. We got to help our kids, and the younger generations. I mean, even the ones in their 40s, A lot of them are the ones with the eyelashes and the hair down to the ground. And it's hard, but you know, if they're doing that, they won't have a problem with seeing their daughter in that way. In fact, they'll probably think it's a nice thing that they want to be like me. So that's also a problem. Black women have got to take a long, hard look at ourselves and what we are representing. And you know, like I said, I'm representing 63 years of history for my own self. And that 40-year-old is representing 40 years of history for their own selves. And sometimes we don't realize until we've gotten through that phase what we were looking like. Okay, so the Black family has lost the values of what Brenda said. If we could work on that, I think we'll be fine. Yeah, values are definitely a big deal. We have lost a lot of the value. We have. Yes, we have. And, you know, for our children, you know, I'm not going to say that our children don't have the value, but they have changed to accommodate the younger generation. So the value that they had, they're kind of slipping away from it, and they're putting their children in a space of blending in with the rest of the world. It's okay to be who you want to be. And you know, and it brings on a whole different can of worms. I mean, when we're embracing the be comfortable in your skin, we're bringing forth a beast that we don't really want to deal with in the long run. Such as, you know, kids who are allowed to express themselves in a manner that's very disrespectful. Pretty soon, that child is going to disrespect you. So, I mean, we got to put a break on some of this stuff. We have to take control. And we have to take control of our grandchildren as well, our granddaughters. If we see that our granddaughters are dressed in a manner that is not appropriate, you need to tell her, and you need to tell her mother that you do not want to see this with your child or your granddaughter. So we have to work on those things, because being a Black woman, we wear many hats, and we have bared a lot of differences in our lives. And, you know, it's hard to stay above water when we don't have that Black man that's going to support us and be there for us. That's a big deal. We need that support from him. We definitely do. We definitely do. So we've had a lot of good input tonight. I definitely appreciate that. You know, that the guys are definitely speaking on how they feel and what they've seen out there in the world. And Drea was a little bit neutral, but that's okay. All right. Ron says racism is a silent killer. Our government is killing us, and we don't see it. I see what's happening to our people. We've been duped. Yeah, you always talk about that. Yeah. The banana in the tailpipe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fall for it every time.
Yeah. Right. Right. But you know what? The beautiful thing is that your channel is definitely it's definitely an informational tool. And, you know, people that are out there just listening, they're having that conversation, even though they're not sharing it with us. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to uplift our Black people, educate our Black people, and show them that we can do something different as a group, as an individual, and as a community. And it will continue to grow. It will continue to grow, and we will definitely be able to see the fruits of our labor if we continue down the path in which we are traveling. Because communication is everything, and you know, we're setting that example. You know, we're setting that example on a way to communicate effectively and appropriately. We're definitely making people realize that, you know, we can do something different. It's imperative. it's imperative that we do something different. So your channel has brought a lot to the world, not just locally. They're out there. And I know that, they are taking this information. And yes, there are going to be some out there that are definitely going to do a lot of research and say, okay, yeah, we need to do this. And have a conversation with their brother, their sister, or their best friend. And that might encourage them to want to tune in to hear it for themselves. But, you've done this for a great length of time. And you have people that have subscribed, which means what you have communicated and shared has meant something. Okay, Mike says it's said that the black man is not in the household raising his family. Yes. And we've talked about that, and a lot of that is choice. A lot of that is choice, not necessarily because the woman, because there are men out here who make babies but don't want the responsibility. Okay, Ron says, the lack of information, you will self-destruct. That's right. That's right. So yeah, you have done a lot of sharing and information, and of course, I am the humanitarian. I get involved in my life experiences, and I share a lot of my life experiences because I need people to know I am human, and I have walked through the valley, and I have experienced a lot of different things, and I love sharing my life experiences because sometimes sharing my life experiences will help someone say, hey, if she did it, I could be just as strong. I don't have to bow down. I don't have to bow down and be mistreated or disrespected. I don't have to do that to myself. I don't have to disrespect my own self. I'm better than that. And that's what I want to see happen. I want to see us say, I'm better than that. This is not what I was intended to be treated like. Period.
Okay.
So I think this was a good night.
Yeah, you've been on.
And I wanted to put you on a punishment.
Yeah, okay.
I think you need a punishment now.
For what?
Because you were just fidgety, you were all over the place, you were yarning.
Yeah, because I'm tired.
You were
I
playing.
Can't help the yarning. I'm tired.
What? Playing with the screen?
No, that's because I was moving my camera, trying to get my camera to focus better. You got to remember, I moved some stuff around.
Yeah.
Remember, I told you I moved some furniture, so I had to,
Yeah, well, I think all that kind of should have been taken care of before you
because
got
you can't. A lot of times you can't do it like that.
See?
You can only do it when you can see what's going on. Now, read your screen.
Okay.
Read your screen.
I'm not blaming the woman, but it is designed by the government. Right. But I think that the government plays a role in everything, but within your household, that man and that woman has total control of their own environment. They do. And they have to come together. They have to come together as a team. They have to come together as a team. Because we are facing a lot of different things in this world, reference to the government and everything out there. But when you get home, that's supposed to be your sanctuary, a place of peace, a place of love, a place of harmony, a place where you can't wait to see each other. And that's the way it is supposed to be. Can't wait to see each other. That's a big deal. And we do have a lot of control over that. We got a lot of control over that. And that's something that we have to keep going. If it was never there, it's not going to become a situation. So you have to keep things going. You have to keep things going. And the man definitely has to stay in charge of his household. Now you're going to lose control over your household. You're going to lose control over everything. Believe it. Because that weakens a man. That weakens a man if he does not have control over his household. That's going to chip away at who he is as a person, as a man. And that's not what we want. We want our black man to stand up and be strong in his household. Yes, he needs to. And if he can't, that's going to become a problem within his own self. Okay, in the 60s and the 70s, the government offered the black woman government assistance. And I think a lot of that was because the man was not around, you know, and a lot of these men, you know, have started families and they don't have a means to take care of them. They still living at home with mama. Now they got a baby. Now they have a baby. A lot of these men have been unemployed when they fathered children. So somebody's going to have to do a little helping. Like I said before in the past, that, you know, you're not going to find the grandparents carrying the entire burden just because she slipped up and got pregnant by a man that's not even working and has no intentions on working. But the baby need diapers, they need Pampers, clothes, got to get to the doctors. So if he's going to be having children, he needs to be able to support his family. And if he can't support his family, yeah, the government will have the pity party. Well, we got to take care of the people. We got to take care of this baby. We got to make sure this baby gets the nutrition, the doctor's appointments, and an education. We have to do that. So there goes the assistance. And then sometimes the woman will get the assistance and she'll learn to live with it for life. And that's a bad thing. We need a little help from everybody, but we don't want to become codependent on someone else's help. We got to make sure we're able to stand up and do what we need to do as adults. As adults. You know, you're going to be on punishment for 2 weeks. You keep messing around with me. I'm not going to be a one-day punishment. I have to give him 2 weeks off. Okay, so Ron says, right, Mike, we have been duped. I love that. By black families staying together back in slavery, no assistance from the government, and we stayed together. Yeah, and that is something that, you know, the black man, he definitely stepped up then because the choices were not the same. The choices, the options were not the same as they are today. Okay, so Mike says the government took the black man out of the house. Once again, he had to go if he wasn't going to provide nothing for the woman. You got to have a means to take care of a baby. You got to have means. And a lot of these guys had babies, but no jobs. No jobs. They weren't self-employed. They didn't know how to go out and become that entrepreneur to take care of their child. That baby needs to eat every day. That baby needs a roof every day. Not when the man feel like showing up. He needs to be there every day and providing for that woman. That's been the downfall of the black man. It's very unfortunate. Not all black men are that way, but, you know, a lot of them have been that way. And the bulk of the children out here that are being raised just by one parent, it's become an epidemic. In fact, you know, it's now become a lifestyle. It's just the way we do it now. We don't need a man because they've had to go out and do what they need to do for themselves. And some of them now, of course, you got to work to get government assistance. You're not going to just sit back and get, you know, government assistance without working. You have to contribute. You have to do something. So it's not a piece of cake for a woman to just go out and get welfare. She's got to do something else. It's not the way it used to be. So yeah, things have changed, but there is still no excuse for, the black man getting someone pregnant and walking away. There's no excuse for that. You cannot walk away from your babies. There are black women that walk away from their babies as well. So that's another thing that we have got to break. We have got to break the stronghold on black people not wanting or needing to be a family anymore. A lot of them say they don't need that. They don't need a man in their house. They don't need a man to do this for them or do that for them. They're going to do it themselves. And that starts another generation of unwed mothers doing it by themselves, and so on and so forth. And we got to stop and say, I was an unwed mom. Do I want my girls to be unwed mothers as well and have a house full of kids? We got to talk to our girls, and we got to let them know they're better than that. I struggled. I don't want to see you struggling like that. So that's something that we definitely got to work on as far as being a black woman is concerned. And a black man has to step up and make sure he's going to be able to financially support these children that he's making. Some got 3-4 kids by different women and ain't doing nothing for one. So that's something we got to break that up. We got to break it up. Okay, so Mike says, was a black man denied a job, and was the job opportunity given to the black woman? Well, that is something that I cannot speak on in reference to the job given to the black woman, or, the black man was denied the job. I think that, I think is pretty much per employer as to what they're looking for. And I think that the interview tells the story. I think your past work history tells the story about jobs, because there are a lot of employers that are looking for employees. If they call your previous job, and all they have to do is ask one simple question. And that question is to the past employer, would you employ them again? And either that past employer is going to say yes, or they're going to say no. And if they say no, the next employer is going to say, nope. If you can't go back to that job, obviously something went terribly wrong. Terribly wrong. That's all they have to do is ask that question. So if this is a man who has not showed up to work, if this is a man who has gone on the job and became very confrontational, if this is a man who was caught stealing, if this is a man who's been very disrespectful on the workforce, yeah, it's going to be hard for him to go somewhere else, because people will blackball you. And that's not the history you want. Every job I've had, though I speak my mind and I've had to tell people, they all will hire me back. And that's because I had a good attendance record. And when I went to work, I did my job. They did not have to run and look for me to get me to do my job. So that has been a downfall for anybody that's looking for a job. Okay, so Mike says that means I give the job opportunity to the black woman, so she feels she doesn't need a man. Well, sometimes if a woman has a job, she still need a man. I mean, why would she not want a man that has a job and he's doing the right thing? So yeah, she'll want that man if he's going to do the right thing, because that's important. She wants to feel safe and secure, and knowing that this black man is going to be there to pay the bills, help pay the bills. I'm not necessarily saying, he pays all the bills, but I think it's important for them to come together to get the household ran. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm very flexible when it comes down to that. If we're both bringing home the bacon, hey, why not? Let's come together and work together. But then there are some people who both people have a job and the woman don't want to help it with the household. She want to spend her money the way she want to spend it. But if he's comfortable with that, then there's nothing to cry about. We only cry when we're not in the comfort zone. When we're uncomfortable, that's when we start to cry. So yeah, if he's doing what he needs to do, we definitely want our black men there. We want our black men to care enough about us to see about us and protect us. Okay, so Mike says, you say some women say that they don't need a man. Well, and right, and they don't need a man because they're taking care of all the bills. He's considered as dead weight for some women. I mean, I myself, I would not want a man to be in my world that was a freeloader. Come on now. That's like ridiculous. That's insane. Everybody should bring something to the table. And no, I would not want a man in my house that's not going to bring anything to the table. What's the point? That's just something to get on your nerves and get in. I hate to say it. Get on your nerves and be in the way of somebody that may come along and do what he needs to do. We got to think like that too now. We don't need the ball and chain. We don't need the ball and chain. Because that's too much. That's asking too much of the black woman to have to deal with the ball and chain that he's just hanging around, coming here to eat up all my food. What is that? That's no good. That's no good. And it was a crying shame if there's a man out here that feel like he should be freeloading off of a woman. If a man supports that, shame on him. Because that's not his role. That's not what he put here for. To be the freeloader. Come on now. Now we want to talk about manhood, and no real man will want to be that freeloader. A real one. But there's so many of them out here that say they are men, but they're not. They're not. And women need to make sure they communicate that with him. We're expecting you to do your part. Not part of it. We want you to meet us halfway, if that is the situation. So Mike says, but a job opportunity was given to the black woman through affirmative action. Okay. Not the black man. Well, one thing that I will say that, in the world of today is where I am. And I think that in the world of today where I am, our black men can make some changes. It's just that simple. And, and one thing that I've said over and over and over again, we have to learn to know where we came from. And we have to know where we want to go. Okay? We have to know where we want to go. Because if we don't know where we want to go, we will have nothing. Nothing. And that's part of the problem. I've always been driven to have better, to live better. I don't have to be, in that big conglomerate. I don't have to be that billionaire, but I do want to be able to come home to a home that makes me comfortable, makes my man comfortable, makes us look forward to getting that time in together. That's a big deal. That is a big deal. And that's what I would hope most of the black women want. Somebody that they could come home to and look forward to spending that time with, knowing he's got her back and he's taking care of business. But if he's a freeloader, come on, what's the purpose? There's no point. You should send him back home to be with his mom. Because there's a lot of mothers that will let their sons be freeloaders. And that's embarrassing, but you will find it. You will find a mother letting her grown man son, to come home and stay and do absolutely nothing. Live off of her money. That don't help our black men. Don't help our black men. I mean, I got a nephew who, you know, he went away at 21 because I said that'll help him become a man on his own. He'll figure it out. And that's what happened. He figured it out, and he's a hell of a man. I always say that. But I needed him to understand there are no bums in this family, and you will not be the first bum. And more people need to stand up and say that. You're not going to be the bum. You're not going to be a bum. You're going to grow up, and you're going to take care of your business like adults need to do. When you let grown men come home and stay, that becomes a problem. Then they're looking for another woman that's going to be accepting to his behavior. And that's a downfall. That's a downfall. That's unacceptable behavior. And I know everybody get down on their luck. And that, yes, it's good to be able to come home. But it's not good for a grown man to come home and stay for the next 20, 30 years, waiting on mama to die so he can have her house. Because that's what they do. That's what they do. Wait for mama to die. Now I'm going to live in her house. And then I'm going to fight with my siblings about mama's house that we all are entitled to. Come on now. That's not what we want to see happen. So black people got to take a stance. We got to do something different. And being a black woman is a powerful thing. And we need to use our power in the right manner. In the right manner. And it's not to bring our black men down. It's to support him, build him up, make him strong, so that way he can carry on and be that example. But he has to be that man that is very capable and not that freeloader. And you got to be able to trust that black man. And you got to be able to trust that black woman, because you know there's some women that will bring a man down to his lowest point. Bring him down to his lowest point. So I can't take sides to say that it doesn't happen to a man, because women will take a man down. She will put him in financial ruin. And that's not what a woman should do. No woman should put her man in financial ruin, because they're both going to be paying for it at the end. And that's not what we want. That's not what we want. We got to make sure black people come together and build each other up and make sure we're taking each other in the right direction. You stand back and you see a man about to make the biggest mistake of his life, you can't just go along and say, oh, that's okay. Because in the end, it's going to affect both of y'all. It's going to affect the both of you in a manner in which you don't want to see happen. So this is the voice of experience. It's not history. It's my history. You know, as for things that I have witnessed myself as time has gone on, and different times, different places. But yes, there are women out here that will bring a man down to financial ruins. Yes. And that ain't what we want to see happen either. So yeah, this has been a great night.
Yeah, because I was going to say, you've been on here for an hour and 40 minutes, so you need to charm it. You need to shut it on down.
Look at you. You know, you're going to be on punishment for 2 weeks.
Yeah, okay, well.
I'm going to have to.
Yeah, well, there you go.
You're forcing my hand.
Tired, that's all.
You're forcing my hand. Okay, so Mike says, okay, that's what we had. Raheem's father was fired for being outspoken, and his mom didn't leave him. Now, I don't think a woman would do now. I don't think a woman would do that now. Do that now. Okay.
Yeah, that's what
do that now. Okay.
Yeah.
That is out of there. Okay. Fired for being outspoken. Wow. Yeah. I don't know anything about that, but people will. I mean, people are very intimidated.
Well, my father got on the other job he was on.
Yeah. People are very intimidated.
Yeah, he got fired because he was outspoken.
Mm-hmm.
He was the union steward.
Oh yeah, I was one too. Mm-hmm.
The other company bought the company, and he was the first one to go because he stood up for everybody.
Okay, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? He was outspoken. He stood up for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he was the first one to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was a union steward too, so I know exactly how that goes. Yeah.
Yeah. So and
you don't make friends when you're a steward.
Yeah.
You make enemies.
And then he was Black Power too. So
yeah. So
that's what Mike talking about.
Okay, but Dad figured it out though, so that's he figured it out. He did something different.
Yeah.
He still continued to live his life and take care of his family, despite the fact. Let's move on to something else. Oh yeah.
Okay, let's close this on now. You've been on here almost 2 hours.
Look at here. Look at how you want your punishment to go down.
Okay, well, we ain't gonna worry about it now because I'm tired. I ain't gonna worry about it. I don't know what I did to be on the punishment.
Well, just say you've earned something.
I earned a good night.
and your punishment to come.
Yeah. Okay. But
You've been a bad man.
But I think this was you handled this a good topic you had here. You handled it good. Yeah, I mean, I hope everybody thumbs up the video.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
The video.
Yeah, thumb up the video. You know what I'm saying? Remember, I always say the more thumbs up you get, you know what I'm saying? Say if it's only 3 or 4 people in the building,
right.
If all 3 or 4 of them thumb up the video, it's still 100%. So
right.
what that do, it helps the video to circulate more.
Mm.
But who am I? I just try to tell people, what can I say? So I'm gonna let you do your close out, okay?
All righty.
Do your close out.
Well, this was wonderful. We're still trying to work out the kinks. And that's okay. You guys just be patient with me. This is all new for me, and I gotta figure it out. And interestingly enough, Raheem has done what he has done. And I just kind of got self-dependent on him doing what he was doing, not dreaming he was going to put me in a position to do something different independently. So I should have taken better notes. But I will get better. I can promise you that. And I want to thank everybody for being a part of our audience tonight. And of course, my baby sister, she's just such a phenomenal young woman now. And I definitely appreciate her. And Drea and Brian and Mike, definitely appreciate your input tonight. It was really good. And I'm hoping that we'll continue to reach out and communicate with one another and not be afraid to say how we feel, because that's what this is all about. This is about sharing what we've done, where we've been, how we have been affected. It's about all of that, and we need to welcome it. We need to continue to welcome it. So that way the people out there are going to say, oh, wow, this is good. This is definitely good. I mean, it's just a nice thing to do a little bit of changing and add some different things. And Raheem, he's just all over himself correcting me. He loves this part about it. And so I think it's nice. I don't mind that he wants to be on top of correcting me and making sure I get it right and making sure you understand you're doing something wrong. So I'm okay with doing something wrong because I know he's willing to help me get it right. And that's the main thing. So you guys have a great evening. Don't forget to thumb up the video. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Raheem is going to be on his own, or he may be on punishment. So if he don't come on, you know what happened to him. You know what happened.
Okay, everybody, this is the Few, the Proud, the For Real TV. I'm Right Black Cat. Yeah, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I think you had a great show tonight.
Thank you.
What's today? Tuesday, right?
Yes.
So you better be getting ready for your Thursday. So if you work on it now, you will have something. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, don't wait till the same day to try to do it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you work on it now, then you'll know what you're gonna do Thursday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. I promise. I'm trying to get on top of my situation.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. That's the only way you're gonna do it. The only way you're gonna do it is to do it.
That's
the only way it's gonna happen. You have to do it, and you got to do it yourself.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Everything I know on this computer thing here, I pretty much learned on my own.
Right.
People will call and say, do this and do that. You understand what I'm saying? Or this how you do this, this how man, well, come show me.
Right.
I can't, I'm busy right now. Call me such a time. Then you know when you call them, they never answer.
Yeah.
So you know what I stopped doing? I just stopped calling people and just say, you know what? I'm gonna just learn on my own.
Right. There's nothing wrong with being self-taught. I mean, that's more powerful than someone teaching you.
Yeah, I'm just learning on my own. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what you're gonna have to do. I mean, I'm gonna help you. You understand what I'm saying? But the only way, you still have to do it yourself.
Right, right.
You understand what I'm saying? Even if I'm right there saying, and then do it for you, and then erase it all out, then you got to do it. So if I'm not there, you know what to do.
Right.
Can't let somebody do like this here. Okay, then you go. They got to show you like that day if you get that. Because see, I didn't get that. Everything I did was just by trial and error. Oh man, that's how you do that. Oh man, that's how you do that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, because today I just hit a thing that showed me how to share my screen while I was trying to figure out how to get in. Yeah, so
right.
Like I got to investigate that when I'm done.
Right, there you go. But a lot of times you can't investigate it if you not on YouTube. See, some things you're not going to be able to practice or whatever unless you were live.
Oh.
You understand? Because you can't. Once live is over with, you can't do the same things.
No, right. Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. All right.
Well, you love being my teacher.
Okay.
Finally, right?
There you go. Okay, Mike said you did good, Queen.
Thank you. I'm trying. I'm really trying.
Okay. This is the Few, the Proud, the For Real TV. Peace and Black Power. And we're out of here. Everybody have a great night.
Good night.